ฮัลโหลสวัสดีครับเสียงดังฟังชัดไหมเนี่ย1 2 3 4โอเคใครที่เข้ามาแล้วนะครับ so to those of you just coming into the Zoom right attendance check into the line group please ไปเลย เข้ามาเลยนะครับ 21st student here so now we got 3 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 1 2 3 4 5 25 student yeah I just want to make sure to those of you who just who have to present in this week just raise your hand ใคร present บ้างยกมือขึ้นมาเลยครับนี่นะออนไลน์นะครับ All right, so how many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think all of you you're not ready to listen for your friend presentation, right? Okay, so shall we start to listen for your friend presentation here? 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, our group we're going to present public affairs and issue management. My name is Pawaran Chayakun 365.
My name is Tanjira Sintuwatin 347.
My name is Lashano Onom 374. My name is Siranya Puapan 380.
My name is Punyavi Jantiang 792.
Okay, first let's start with public affair. Public affair is defined as effort to made by organization to track, engage, and organize their external business processes. It combines strategy from industry, ranking from government, communication, and social responsibility. Public affairs function of an organization aim to influence public policy, build and maintain strong relationship with legislator and engage with and monitor stakeholder. Digital platform and solutions have changed the way organizations are approaching their public affairs strategy. For example, Twitter and Facebook offer a powerful new public forum for impacting how policymakers discuss the issue in our life. Next, and will continue. Example of common public affair.
Thank you. There are 4 examples of most common public affairs. First, citizen security. Security is one of the main public affairs of a society, since security is related to human rights and to the democratic coexistence of people. Second, transportation planning. Transportation planning is the process that defines future policy, goal, investment, and design to prepare for future needs to mobilize people and goods to particular destinations. Transport policy apply a comprehensive approach to analyze the wide range of alternatives and impact in the transport system to influence beneficial outcomes. Third, military policy. Policy will be related to international security, and the military, it includes the measures and initiatives that government take or do not take in relation to strategic decisions and goals. The fourth one, government budget, represent the gains and expenses proposed by a government for a financial year. It is important because it allows resources to be well located and government activity planned. They affect economic activity and allow public accountability. Next is step to have successful public affair. The first one, discover. Understanding the reality on the ground, especially the political, economic, and social-cultural aspect of the market. Second, dream. If the audience doesn't share the dream, it will not gain any momentum and will be unsustainable. Clear goal is needed. Third, design. Must consider strategic issues such as availability of resource, channels, the target audience, the organization, the planning process, and many other factors that will impact the overall campaign. Fourth, deliver. Tactic without strategy is blind. Strategy without tactic is useless. The last one, driver. Need to make sure people or groups who can help drive our campaign forward understand our goal. Next, I will continue about benefit.
For the benefit, first is to make sure organization is interest on left behind. And second, a strategic approach to building relationship with community of influence, enable councils to build effective relationship that survive people change, and provide greater opportunity for long-lasting success. Next, Bang will talk about issue management.
Thank you, Ice. So for issue management, it's referred to identification and resolution of issue. Problems can involve product failure, software defects, material shortage, supplier issue, and more. Issue management covers identifying, tracking, analyzing, and working to resolve and prevent future issues. For example, a manager may create an issue management system where employees can record issues they are experiencing doing work, such as slow internet or a broken heating system. The manager then has a record of any issue and can address them systematically as they occur. Next is about some common type of issue includes. First, poor quality products, such as a defective software program. Second, team members who lack certain skills, such as customer service skills. Third, projects that extend beyond budget or deadline, such as needing more resources to complete a product. Fourth, ineffective communication among team members, such as a language barrier or lack of meetings. Fifth, technical issue, such as a communication software not working. And last one is issue with a supplier, such as not receiving a response from the supplier contact. Next is about 5 steps in the issue management process. First, identify the issue, including who is affected and how they will be affected. Step 2, prioritize the issue. Some issue will have an immediate negative effect on the organization, while other problems may never affect operation. Step 3, analyze the situation. How extreme is the effect on operation? Who are affected? And how will the issue be solved? Step 4, respond to the issue by putting the plan developed through analysis in place. Step 5, monitor the result of the plan and public perception of the response. Next, Quang will continue with the benefit of issue management.
Thank you, Pang. Next, for the benefit of issue management, having a structured process for issue management provides several benefits, including first, improve organization. By knowing who handles each issue and the status of that issue, the process of solving the issue becomes more organized. This ensures someone is working on each issue and that the project manager knows who to contact. It's also easier to review current and past issues if there is documentation of each incident. Second, easier issue assessment. Determining the severity of an issue helps project manager assign the appropriate amount of resources. Both documentation and assign supervisor for the issue can help clarify the resources needed to address the problem. By making it easier to assess the severity of issue, project manager can move to them more quickly and go back to working on other tasks. Third, better decision. This is because they will have more information that they gather and document whenever an issue arises. They can discuss possibility with each author or their team and implement the best solution. And the last one, fourth, faster result. When an issue occurs within a project manager often want to resolve that issue as quickly as possible. And as topic chat framework for issue management allow team members to report issue more efficiently. Next, Min will talk about when to use issue management.
Thank you, Quang. So next is when to use an issue management. So for the project managers, they use issue management during most projects. They develop a framework before the project begins, then use that framework when issues arise during the project. The project managers can use it for the issues of all sizes, as it creates a more organized approach for the entire team. Another way to use an issue management system is for issues within a company. For example, a manager may create an issue management system where employees can record issues they are experiencing during work. The manager then has a record of any issue and can address them systematically as they occur. And this allows them to make improvements for their employees. Next is questions. So for the first question is, what is not defined as a step of issue management process? A, prioritize, B, respond, C, improve, and D, monitor. Which one? Okay, so the answer is C, is improve. Okay, so for the next question is, which one is not common type of issues? A, technical issue. B, people lack of skill. C, project beyond budget. And D, effective communication. Okay, so the answer is D, effective communication. Okay, for the last question is, what is an example of public affair? A, transportation planning. B, concert tour. C, government CD. And D, people's dream job. Okay, the answer is A, transportation planning. And this is all for our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much for your presentation. Okay, just send the PDF file into the like group, right? Okay, just because everyone can see. All right, so to those of you who haven't checked the attendance, just make sure that you checked it, right? Okay, good. Okay, so now we are going to talk about crisis management. So basically, this one is very important to see something happen, right? Just because, it happens from time to time, right? Especially when it comes to talking about the way that we have to handle this kind of situation to be better, just because it's all about brand image, right? When it comes to talk about PR here. Okay, so first, I can say that for this slide, crisis management is an, and let's say like emerging situation or even the things, right? That you have to make sure communication might take place into the right direction. So basically, it's all about message, right? Message or even the important message, right? And we have to consider lots of things that affect to company or even audiences, right? So this one would be one of the most important thing, for example, like ethical questions that is related to brand or corporate. I mean, like corporate values or even this kind of thing that you have to maintain in order to make sure that it prevents from something bad. That's it, right? So crisis management is kind of like it happens during this time, especially for the COVID-19, right? When it comes to happen like this, right? So what you need to do is that you have to for the PR, right? We have to see this kind of the problems might happen regularly. So the first thing is that crisis, is normal thing. Is that right? For example, like maybe some kind of like what we cannot even handle it. For example, like disaster, like failure of technology or even nuclear power here. So this is kind of like unreachable or unpredictable, right? And it's hard to handle it. So we call a crisis management here. Second part is that the crisis that related to human climate, right? Confrontation, adversary group, or even the disagreement from a group, one group to another group here. So it's all about like a government group or even the independent or individual group that have a conflict to each other. So for example, like if you do lots of business with others, right? And sometimes it happens to that disagreement. So we call it crisis management, just because we can see that this thing happens from time to time. Right? Okay. And the last one is that it's all about management. Sometimes like it happens to mismanagement or even something that is not cooperate each other, right? So some kind of like comment or even the things that might not go into in the right direction. So crisis management should be handled by this kind of thing together. อันนี้อะไรเดี๋ยวขอดูก่อนแป๊บหนึ่ง this is like the step, right? Step for crisis management. So basically, okay, just think about, imagine that if a problem happens, right? And then you have to solve this kind of problem. So here, we have to detect or even identify warning signs or even preventative measures. It means that we have to make sure that everything might not happen in a wrong way or getting worse. This kind of thing, right? And next, it's all about a step that we, once you identify the problem, so what you need to do is that you have to prove or even probing or prevention here, active research, and try to reduce or eliminate those chances of risk factors. Is that right? And after that, it's all about action plans. You need to, make sure that this crisis might not happen again and again. This kind of thing, right? And the last one is that I would say that the final process is all about like once you identify the problem and try to solve it, right? And after that, try to make sure that it might not be happening. It's no longer happen again and again. So this kind of thing that we can call recovery, or try to make it effective as much as possible. So one, two, three, B-boy. Okay, so for this slide, it talks about, this is kind of like the obligations or even the, what we need to do, right? In order to make sure that this kind of thing happen, and it might be an effective management here. So for principle or even the it's direct to the management team, right? To make sure that it might not happen here. And I can say that it's all about process. And we expect something like output when it comes to, happening to the mistake things, right? So we need to handle it. And we expect that, the outcome might be better, or the consequences might be better. Yeah. So this is the reason that PR have to be concerned, this kind of thing, just because I think it's all about like the way that you have to express the idea of public relation to the audiences here. Therefore, responsibility. Okay, that's it. Move, and this one, right? Okay, good. So crisis management, crisis communication. So basically, you did the crisis communication last week already, right? For public speaking, and I can say that this one is kind of like the objective or goal for strict guidelines here. The first one is that provide an accurate, timely information to all targeted internal or external audiences, meaning that if you got something happen, try to make sure that you deliver those messages to the audiences with an accurate information. That's it. And the second thing is that demonstrate, right, concern for safety, meaning that you have to make sure that you realize this kind of concern affect to everyone, affect to the audiences or even potential customers here. So PR have to do that. We have to initially plan it beforehand and also try to make it, try to serve it as much as possible. Okay. Next is that safeguard organizational facilities and assets. Sometimes we need to lose something, right? But sometimes we have to consider that what it loses, right, might gain back again and again for more. Meaning that you need to prioritize or even organize this kind of like, organizational facilities or even such to be better here. So when it comes to crisis, something happened, and we have to see that those people can say nothing to lose, but we have to remind it again that might happen for better and better, right? And the last thing is that maintain a positive image to an organization. Okay, this is very important just because for PR, right, we need to maintain, we need to preserve or even like allocate good things for brand image or company image here. So problems happen, solve it, and try to make it better and better. Yeah. So, all right. Next, crisis management here. So basically, it's all about like the action, right, or practices. I can say that you have to list from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8. Okay. Basically, for a press release that you are going to do or responsible for after midterm, I can say that you have to concern a bit this kind of thing, just because sometimes like the content or information have to be controlled or well controlled in the aspect of PR too. Yeah. Public relations. So this is the action plan or even the step by step, right? First of all, what you need to do is that quick and try to have initial response with the first hour, right? Meaning that once happen, let's say like imagine that the crisis right now is that, for example, like if we have a problem in the organization, right? And then we have to quick response here, just because when a problem happen and try to see and understand it properly. So it's a reality, it's a real life, basically. Second, be accurate by carefully checking all facts. Sometimes the fact might not be the fact at all, meaning that some kind of like rumors or even bad things or bad words, right, may not be real fact. So we have to just, sorting only the fact, that's it, right? Try to make it accurate. Be consistent to keeping spokesperson. Spoke people informed of a crisis event or a message. So this way, like you have to send the representative, right, to the to declare or even inform this kind of thing that what it is, or even the reason why that it happened and how those kind of action that you are going to solve it better. So just send the one who can be authorized or even influence to those people who can trust and be with that. Yeah. So next, make public safety. the number one priority. This one is very important too, just because we use lots of social medias, right? And then sometimes public safety would be the key to talk about. And next, use all of available communication channels, including internet mass notification system. So basically it's all about like social media platform, right? Facebook, Instagram, or even the web page or things like that. Okay, so try to declare, try to let everyone knows the fact instead of the wrong things. So next, provide some expression of concern. Okay, this one is what why you have to do that, meaning that just because it happens to the problems and have to solve it to be better. Yeah. Next, remember that employees or even the customers are prioritized the most. It's not that they're prioritized the most, but I would say that in terms of business, so they are going to talk about the profit, right? Or even the advantage or good things for a company. So meaning that employee or customer, potential customer collaboration or even stakeholder here might be all important. Yeah. And the last one is that ready to provide stress or trauma counseling to the victim of the crisis. So this is an optional, right? Sometimes like it hurt somebody else or even it, cause misunderstanding from this kind of thing, and it might lead to some kind of unfavorable or trauma things, right? So this kind of thing might be remedied, just kind of thing together. Yeah. Ghê จังเลยเหลือ2 หน้านะครับแป๊บหนึ่ง next this one. Okay, so for crisis management, I can say that this one is from the internet, right? SCCT. So one of like leading company here tried to offer an evidence-based framework for the understanding how to maximize the reputation, protection, or even guideline, right? That is crisis. There is happen to a crisis communication. So when a problem happens, and then we have to solve in the middle of action, and the last thing is that it affects our consequences. So we call post-crisis communication here. Basically, it's all about like the situation or scenario that you have to understand, right? Understand something properly. And yeah, so we learn from the previous, I can say that the past or previous experiences, right? And try to, prove it or even solve it to be better. So this is kind of like what you have to question on your own, right? Just because for the organization, so they have to see this kind of thing that is important for a crisis communication here. The first one is that can the organization be viewed as a victim of the event? Is that disaster or even the a bad things happen to the company or not? So you have to question for the first one first. And second thing is that does the event occur due to factors that are intentional or uncontrollable by the organization. And the last one is that the event preventable. So 3 questions have to do with this kind of crisis management. สุดท้ายแล้วแป๊บหนึ่งนะขอดูก่อน This is responsibilities, right, and skills for management when it comes to talk about crisis happen, and organization or those who are responsible for might need to take an action and just maintain this kind of thing to be better. This is a key responsibility or accountability for those kind of managerial positions or even those people who are responsible for PR. Yeah. ดันนะครับ A B C D ก็ทวนได้นะครับไม่มีอะไรมากฝากเราไปอ่านในหน้านี้นิดหนึ่งนะครับ this one just because I think it is very, very important for all of you. So basically for your block, right? Again, just because it's nearly, become or nearly to the deadline, right? So you are supposed to submit within the end of this week. So you can say like for your block, post it and submit it into the Google Classroom, right? But here, it's all about the content that you are going to understand why you need to do blogs, okay? What is a social media marketing? Why blog is related to social media marketing here. And then what you need to present for your own blog is that you can set your goals that make sense for your business. So try to imagine that you are going to support for some business. For example, like if you really love a fancy car or a car, so try to pick up one of those kind of business and try to make it realistic goal, things like that for your own blogs, okay? And this is this kind of example here. So just make sure that you cover this kind of thing for your own blog. For example, the first one is increase brand awareness, right? Generate, sales, right? Or number of sales, grow your brand audiences, right? Checklist 1, 2, 3, and 4, best community engagement or event, things like that, right? Try to summarize or get some idea first and then make it happen as much as the best version for you, just because we have no midterm exam, meaning that the high quality from your own blog might be a key for your score. That's it. ไปต่อ Here we are ใช่ไหม1 2 3 4 All right this one เราแบ่งกลุ่มได้ไหมใครอยากได้ A พิมพ์ A ใครอยากได้ B พิมพ์ B นะครับ
Can you create a breakout room
ได้
and let us step in that room by ourselves?
ได้ All right good next breakout sound automatically so create เด็กไม่มา All right, everybody, breakout room will close. All right, everyone. Okay, so it's time for you to talk about this. So we're gonna have like media placement, right? Media planning, partnership development, podcasting, or press release. How? 5 aspects here related to each other. And first of all, you have to define, right? The meaning or definition of each, word here first. What is media placement? What is media planning? What is partnership development or even podcast or press release here? This is kind of a channel, right, or example of that. And how driving successful PR in the business here. And a volunteer from group 1 ขอสัก2 คนนะฮะได้ไหม
Yes.
Yeah, good. From group 1, right? Mind.
Yes.
Yes. All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
For our group, we discussed that all of these all these are the PR. So it will make our company stand out, and it can help us target a new audience, and also stand out when it's like for a journalist or something like that. Like press release will help us เข้าถึงกับแบบนักข่าวช่วยให้เขาแบบว่าให้เขาเขียนถึงเราดีๆหรือว่าแบบการออก official statement ของเราในการแบบต่างๆค่ะ
Good.
ไม่รู้ค่ะอาจารย์
Don't worry. It's easy, right? เมื่อกี้อาจารย์ออนถามมาว่าเดี๋ยวนะทุกคนมาเรียนตัวตอนบ่ายออนไซต์ทุกคนได้ใช่ไหมครับ
มีเพื่อนบางคนยังติดฝนอยู่เลยค่ะน้ำท่วม
โอเคไม่มีปัญหาเพราะ
ใช่
ว่าdon't worry just because
แต่ว่าเพื่อนน่าจะส่งไปบอกอาจารย์ออนแล้วค่ะ
โอเค don't worry ครับผม
ค่ะ
ขออีกสักคนหนึ่งได้ไหมvolunteer number 2 from group 1 just because I think that you have to discuss for more rightมีไหมไม่มีขอกลุ่ม2ครับ okay from B-boy right group 2 any volunteer or representative from your own group
I think for our group is media planning because if you plan anything first, then you can do it step by step. And if there is a problem occur, you can have like an alternative to fix the way and share the still share the same goal.
That's it เบรกไหมครับ ไม่เบรกกด1ไม่เบรกกด2ครับผม all right so basically I have to summarize a bit just because it is very important for all of you to understand this kind of thing right so we did this kind of activity just because we want to reflect the way that you have to think in order to make sure that in reality we have to understand this kind of media. PR is related to much more, essential information, and we have to, express the useful content through the media, right? First of all, media placement is all about like we have to. Yeah, it's look like media placement or even media planning is the same. When you plan, right, plan some media, or you have to create or even, plan beforehand and what sort of the categories for the media that we are going to, place it. Okay, and after that, we have to consider from a partnership development, just because they are sponsor or when they are like a partnership that is, related all the time when it comes to talk about media or release something on this way. And for number 4 and 5, it's all about like the example. For example, like podcasting is you are good at voicing or when done projection is kind of like thing using some voices or things like that, right? So we can do podcasting here. And by the way, you have to make sure the press release is all about well written communication. So it basically is all about like a piece of writing. So we have to do press releases to our audiences. So all along, from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's all about like the thing that is related to, so that it can hit or make sure that the goal has accomplished. That's it. Clear ไปเบรกครับผมกี่นาทีดี15หรือว่า10นาทีครับ15กด1 10นาทีกด
Teacher ค่ะ what we have left after break ค่ะ like what we have to do after break
after break public speaking ตัวนี้
so 5 minutes
ใช่
for preparation and I mean if it done quickly we can dismiss quickly right
for sure just because ขอ
I
จาก
don't need break ค่ะ
ไม่แต่ว่าฝากเราทำหมายถึงว่าตัว activity เนี่ยมันเป็นค่อนข้างอันนี้ต้อง declare ไปนิดนึงว่าเป็นแนวลักษณะของ critical thinking นะครับบางครั้งอาจจะต้องแบบฝึกอยากให้เราฝึกเพราะว่าพอเราไปเจอในข้อสอบเราจะได้แบบไม่ได้แบบสตันเท่าไหร่นะฮะถ้าอย่างนั้นเราเบรกนะเบรกไหมฮะเบรก15นาทีกด1ครับทุกคน everyone type 1
โอเคค่ะ15 minutes ค่ะ
10 นาทีได้ไหมคะอาจารย์
10 นาทีได้ไหมจะได้ปิดไวขึ้นนะก็ได้
โอเค
10 minutes นะครับ 10 minutes everyone
10 minutes
10 minutes ด้วยนะไปครับ All right, everybody. All right, อันนี้เดี๋ยวลองดูก่อนนะครับว่าทำอะไรบ้าง so I don't think that case by case ครับ final นะฮะสอนเฉพาะตัวที่ออก final ก็พอแป๊บหนึ่งนะครับ list ก่อน I can say for this slide เรามานั่งสรุปให้นิดหนึ่งนะครับ so for this one, right, I think it might happen to your final exam. I can say how might the principle of symmetrical communication be promoted in British political culture. So you can change maybe if we do this thing, right, communication, symmetrical communication, meaning that you have to make sure that your message or delivering message is hit to the audiences or even the serve to the objective of the company, right? And this is kind of like an example from British political culture. So what you need to do is that just change it to be Bangkok or even Thailand political culture here, right? Okay, maybe we can learn more from symmetrical communication here. And the last one is that media campaign surrounding current policy initiative by the British government. In what ways have politicians and their media advisors attempted to manage all of media, right? Or achieve the maximum variable coverage of that policy? This one is kind of like when you create or implement the campaign for the PR, right? And also we have to reconsider lots of factors that is related to each other. What you have to understand is that management or a key important thing for the management team to achieve the goal, right? To maximize this kind of like profitable things to the company. Is that important to do so, or is that important to reconsider those kind of factors? Yeah, you can raise the factors, for example, like understand the audiences, realize the core content message, or even understand the goal or objective for the company, things like that, right? And try to involve or engage this kind of thing together. นะสรุปให้แล้วนะครับที่เหลือก็หน้างานครับ written exam มาครับปิดจบเลยนะ alright how comes here ใครอยากปิดไวๆ xy เข้ามาครับ alright so for this one, right, I think it is important just because it's all about the key of PR. So what I want from you is that just prepare, right? Prepare for 5 minutes, research a bit, right? We're gonna have like a 5 item, 5 aspect, 5 categories here. A, crisis communication. So what we learned for today's class, and then ethical responsibility and accountability. So this one like when you release something, do you need to hide something or do you need to expose something? Is that right? So it's all about a secret or confidential, I can say. Yeah. And next one, practices for crisis responses. So you can review and recall from slide together. And then successful crisis outcome. So what do you expect from the crisis, from the outcome when it comes to a crisis management here? And the last one is that ethical humanistic care, right? So this one is all about like a human understanding, like compromise or even empathy, sympathy, things like that. So do you need to do so? Why do you need to do so? That's it. ใครพร้อมแล้วนะฮะอยากออกจากซูมก็รีบๆเลยนะฮะเลือกมา A B C D E แล้วก็พูดไป1 นาที
May I be the first one?
Yep.
Teacher ka? Okay, so I will talk about the practice of crisis response. But first of all, let's talk about the media relations. Media relations is when you're using media to connect with the audience by like inform them the most important informations. So the practice for the crisis response, you have to like be quick, be the first one who respond, be accurate, like provide them all the correct information and be consistent by like straight to the point so they can get the information quickly. And nowadays we all like the most quick one media is online platform, right? And like I think you need to be careful about the accurate because people perceive the information so quickly, and like if you provide something wrong to them, they can undo it, like they will perceive it wrong. So you have to check before you release something, and show your sympathy and concern when some incident happen. So before release something on the media, you have to be accurate. I think it's the most important, and then be consistent, and as well you need to be quick. Okay, that's it.
Thank you so
Thank youค่ะ
much. Done for me, please. And we've
โอ
done.
เคค่ะ
ครับผมใครอยากกลับบ้านรีบเลยนะฮะ11 โมงไม่ควรอยู่นะฮะ All right, here we go. It's all about like you can choose one out of 5, right? A or B, B or C, C or D, or even D or E elephant hair. So it's related to the crisis management or crisis response as well.
John, can I go next?
Yep. มาเลย 1, 2, 3, go.
E. Ethical humanistic care. Humanistic care is an ethical principle relevant to many certain crisis events that create victims. Humanism is a philosophic tradition and value system that takes the human individual as its starting point, emphasizing the uniqueness and inherent worth of human beings. Therefore, the ethical component remains a cornerstone in humanism, in that it attributes unalienable rights to everybody, independent from ethnicity, nationality, social status, or gender. The ethics of care concerns the duty of all humans to others, specifically requiring a supportive response to individuals in suffering and in need. The notion can also be extended to the care of natural environment, as it is essential for human flourishing and our general well-being. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing. I just type done for me, please. Yeah. Next ใครพร้อมมาเลยนะครับ ไม่ต้องกลัวได้ทุกคน
Can I?
Yep. Go. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes, I choose crisis communications A. So I think crisis communication is like the language or the media that we use to communicate with others in crisis situations, no matter what in company or whatever. But I think its crisis communication is very important because company of all size or in our industry, we need to use it because we don't know what the crisis gonna become onto our business or not. So crisis communication is designed to connect a variety of audience to each other, no matter like the employees or the PR team or IT team or whatever departments, we need to use it to communicate in the crisis situations. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your sharing. I just type done for me, please. Next, please.
Oh, can I go?
Yep. มาเลย
I choose the ethical humanistic care. So for a scientific evidence demonstrate that compassion and human care and empathy are critical components of good medicine. When healthcare professionals give humanistic care, patients are more likely to adhere to their medical order, will result in better health outcome when patients engage in preventive healthcare practices and heal more quickly. It results in cost saving in healthcare system. And based on a humanistic care principle, the first priority in any crisis is to protect the patient from harm, not to protect the organization reputation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing here. Just type done for me, please. Done. Nah.
Can I?
Can
Yep.
I? Mine can go first.
Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, I choose ethical humanistic care. From a humanistic perspective, organizations have an ethical duty to avoid any action that could harm others. They also have a duty to be like supportive to those harmed by crisis. It is important for the business to understand the humanism fully, so they can understand how to not only damage to not damage the people and like manage people more effectively, but it also help them help the businesses the way that helps the business can help the community in a good way for the if they have the good humanistic care. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Good. Type done for me, please. Next, เมื่อกี้ใครนะ All right. Okay.
I choose practices for crisis responses because crisis has several purposes. It aims to reduce the intensity of the emotional, mental, physical, and behavioral of all, not just people, but to the company as well. And if you have, it is essential to have alert for any crisis that might have, because if how to say, because it gives you opportunity to control of the crisis and put the social media file to put off the social media file before they start. And yeah, the company need to know what is going wrong as soon as possible so they could control and reduce the risk that they might have for the stakeholder along with their stock price. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Good. Just type done for me, please. Teacher, microphone was broken. You can type. Type ก็ได้ครับผม It's okay, right? Everything is flexible. Yeah. So today of you cannot even use the microphone for a public speaking or how comes activity here. You can type it, right? Okay, type into the chat box here, or even type into the line group. It would be more accessible to everyone. Yeah. Next ทั้งวันครับวันนี้
Sorry, can I?
Yep, มาเลย
I choose a crisis communication. Crisis communication is refers to the technologies, systems, and protocols that enable an organization to effectively communicate during a major threat to its business or reputation, and how the crisis communication is important to media relation. You can use crisis communication as a two-way communication that helps expand the reach of your message due to the social sharing and the vast number of citizens who actively utilize the platform, and allowing emergency response managers to learn about what is happening during an event in a real time through social media listening.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for sharing here. Yeah, just type down for me, please. Good. Next, please.
Can I be the next person, please?
Yep. Okay, go ahead.
So I should practice for crisis response. So practice crisis response are the part of the crisis management from the communication issue or the communication error that affect the audience or recipients that got a message misled. In the law of PR and media relation, crisis management rules are the general rules that help organization manage the patient during such a pressure situation. So practice for a crisis response is important for the organization to react and what to do to handle the situation of PR crisis, no matter when crisis occurs. So that is, thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type down for me, please. Next, please. ใครอยากกินข้าวนะครับตอนบ่ายแล้วมัน มาเลยเว้ย Okay, good.
I choose practices for crisis responses. I think it's important since it can help handle the threats effectively and can provide useful information with accurate facts, like consequences of the event, which can help people move past that crisis quickly. And in terms of emotional and mental reaction, it can help reduce the intensity and minimize negative publicity.
Done. Thank you so much for sharing here. And next, please. นะครับไม่ต้องถึงนาทีก็ได้นะครับแค่แบบพูดคอนเซ็ปต์ตามความเข้าใจ I just want to make sure that you got some point from this kind of ideas here. Yeah.
Can I?
Yep.
I should the first one, a crisis communication. In today's world, things can change in an instant. Without warning, a business can face an unexpected event that disrupt their organization. Crisis communication best practice are an essential part of any company operating strategy. The three crisis communication best practice should cover are: first, prepare, expect the unexpected. Second, respond, have a crisis communication plan to guide your response, and recover, build resilience, and restore order. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type down for me, please. Next, please.
Can I? ก่อนเลยค่ะ
Okay. Crisis communication is the process of identifying and controlling the risks association with a company operation and media relation, as well as crisis situation rehearsal and other activities that support efficient crisis management. Effective communication during a crisis can even help a company succeed. So the purpose of the crisis communication message is to provide staff members with the information they need to act appropriately in an emergency or crisis. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing. I just typed
Okay.
This.
Can I?
Yep.
Okay, so I choose the first one. So the crisis communication, managing the risks that are connected to the activities and media relations of the company, the rehearsal of the crisis situation, and other activities that help to prevent the escalations of the situation and ensure effective action during the crisis situation. Yes.
Yep. Okay, good. Thank you.
Can I go next? Okay, I choose the first one, crisis communication. It's a subspecialty of the public relation profession that is designed to protect and defend an individual company or organization facing a public challenge to its reputation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here and type done for me, please. Next, please.
Can I?
Yeah.
Okay. I should ethical responsibility and accountability. For ethical responsibility and accountability. Journalism encompasses or journalistic effort that strive to hold powerful people accountable for what they say, what they do, and what they should be doing. So when you're working as a media or journalist, you should be ethical in broadcasting in the news to be the to provide the truth or non-distortion, because the message that's sent out to the audience can have the huge impact of their belief, and exposure to the wrong media will be certainly cause negative problem for the journalists. For example, like the fake news that we saw in nowadays. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing here. Just type done.
Can I go next?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I choose the practice for crisis responses. The business can face the unexpected thing that can disrupt the operation. To practice for the crisis response is must to do because we can respond quickly and proper. So the situation not go more bad. So be prepared. The unexpected is the thing that the business is must to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Done, done, done. Next, please.
Can I go next?
Yep.
I choose crisis communication. Crisis communication may involve dealing with media message and many types of audience at the moment. Ethical questions are important consideration when the crisis happens. In a crisis situation, corporate values are important during time of normalcy and stable, maybe not as critical. The effective crisis communication plans can help business or organization minimize damage which don't touch with the public.
Right. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type done, done, done. For me, please, please. นะ echo ต้องมาเอามาครับใครอยากกลับบ้านหรือว่า whatever you can
Can I?
Oh yeah, great. Next.
Okay, so I should the dog. A successful crisis outcome. And the successful crisis outcome means that the ethical principles have effectively applied. And it's very important because the organization can know early detection of signal of a crisis. That means the business is maintained as usual during and after the crisis. Then an organization can change as a result of the crisis and lessons are applied to future incidents. Moreover, reputation is improved by the organization's effectiveness in managing the crisis, and evidence is timely and accurate. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Done. Please. Next, please.
Can I?
Yep.
I'll choose number A, crisis communication. The crisis communication are important when problem arise, so company need to be ready to respond to the public as well as the employee and staff leader without delay. With social media, every minute situation gone answering matter in losing customer trust and goodwill. We should know our business well enough to be aware what type of special things could happen to cause a crisis. On top of that, consider the more generic things many businesses have to face as the internet and the social media become more prevalent.
Good. Just type done for me, please. Okay, next.
Can I?
Yeah.
I choose the first one. Crisis communication is an emerging field in applied communication study and involves dealing with mediated message and various type of audience. Crisis communication skills are becoming more and more important for public relations professionals in both the corporate world and the non-profit sector. During time of crisis, handling media inquiry and taking proactive approaches to communicate with the public are crucial for protecting the reputation of the organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type done for me, please. มาเลย
Can I go next?
Yep.
Okay, I choose the crisis communication because crisis communication is a critical organization function, and follow can be result serious harm to stakeholder media relation in the intelligence part of crisis communication team. So it's a set of the best practice and lesson learned from our knowledge of crisis management, and it would be very useful resource for the those in public relation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your sharing here. Next, please. Done. Nah.
Can I go next?
Yep.
I choose a crisis communication. The crisis communication refers to the communication of a person, group of people, or organization about a crisis situation to the public. And I think the crisis communication is very important in the media relation because it's how and the way that organization can use to communicate to the public in crisis communication in order to clarify for acknowledgement and create a common understanding to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type done for me, please. And next, please. Nah.
Can I go next?
Yep.
I choose number 1, crisis communication. Crisis communication refers to dissemination of information by organization to address crises that impact customer and organization reputation. Some of the most types of crises include financial loss, personal organization practice, and technical fail. So it's very important to media relation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Just type done for me, please. นะฮะเหลืออีกกี่คน นะคนละ1 นาทีนะครับ Okay.
Can I go next?
Yes. Okay. Good.
My topic is crisis communication. Crisis communication can be defined as the collection, processing, and dissemination of information required to address a crisis situation from an organization to public, even prior to, during, and after the negative occurrence. The goal of managing crisis communication is to protect your organization's reputation. The way to avoid is to prepare, practice, and learn. Responding to it quickly during a crisis will help to keep the rumor mill from escalating. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. And just type done for me, please. Next, please. เหงาเลยเนี่ยอยู่ในมอสวันเขาเรียกว่าอยู่ออนไซต์คนเดียว
Can I?
Yep.
Okay, so I choose crisis communication. So crisis communication is an initiative that aims at protecting the reputation of the organization and maintaining its public image. So a crisis not only affects its brand name, but also causes some misfunction in the organization. Crisis communication can harm the brand image, and brand image is one of the most valuable assets of an organization. So it is necessary to have crisis communication experts to save an organization reputation against various threats and unwanted challenge.
Good. Done. And then type done for me, please. Next, please. Crisis management is an individual, group, or organization communication about crisis situation to the public. In order to clearly acknowledge, in order to clearly clarify, acknowledgement, and create a common understanding, crisis communication is is an important part in order to establish appropriate communication in a crisis situation. To enable organization to gain an advantage for managing impact of the crisis, the organization must be able to communicate quickly as possible. Do not let problem escalate. Work proactively, use various forms of communication and building relationship with the social media. นะอันนี้ written text ก็มาไออ่านให้นะครับพิมพ์ก็ได้ Don't worry, be happy.
Can I?
Yep.
I should be ethical responsibility and accountability. And for responsibility is important by obligation assigned to a person by the nature of that person's position, functions, or work, while accountability is readiness to give an explanation of justification to stakeholders for one's judgments, intentions, and actions in public. So it is important to be ethical in public space for prevent the negative thing happen, whatever fake news or otherwise it might huge affect the society if we don't be ethical when we do media relations. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing here. Just type done for me, please. นี่นะฮะ 11 โมงแล้วมายัง
Can I?
Yep.
Okay. I chose crisis communication. Okay. Crisis communication is a strategy approach to corresponding with people and organizations during a disruptive event. When a crisis occurs, proactive, quick, and detailed communication is critical. Every business should have an emergency communication plan that documents the protocol for distributing information during a time of intense difficulty or danger. So crisis communication is important in the media relation because media relation open up many risks for companies and institutions. A slip of tongue can quickly escalate into a crisis, and reputational attack by spreading disinformation also pose an increasing danger. Therefore, inappropriate communication during a crisis can quickly turn a small crisis fire into a wildfire. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your sharing here. Tough done for me, please. Next,
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I should ethical responsibility and accountability. So, it is concerned with how a moral media person should behave, and it's about value like trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, truth, and selfless tend to be practiced by the media people voluntarily to preserve and promote the trust of the people and to maintain their own credibility and not betray the faith and confidence of the people. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing here. Just type done for me, please. Good. Next, please. นะเหลืออีก10 นาทีนะครับ มีไหมมีไหม ไม่น่ามีแล้วล่ะนะฮะทันจิรา387
Shall I?
Yeah, good.
I choose the successful crisis outcomes. The organization should make ethical decisions to accept their responsibility, uphold accountability, enable access to information, and provide humanitarian care when there are victims involved. This step will also impact the process of image and post-crisis organization revival. Thank you.
Yep. Good. Done, right? Thank you so much for sharing here. And just have done for me, please. Bên nghe เบื่อหรือยังนะครับถ้าไม่มีแล้วอาจารย์ขออนุญาตปิดคลาสนะ alright so I have to finish a class just only this and see you next week bye bye ครับสวัสดีครับอย่าลืมทำการบ้านทำ assignment ส่งภายในกันยานี้นะครับบ๊ายบายครับ